In this video, I will be explaining the basic concept of bearing, and I will also solve some example math. So basically, bearing is a measurement of the direction. Suppose I have to move from point A to a point B. So starting from A, I can move in any direction, right? But in order to reach point B, I need to move at a specific angle. Assuming this angle to be 30 degree, in that case, bearing of B from A is actually 30 degree. Then again, you cannot just measure bearing from any random line. It has to be from the north line. So as we know, we have this 4 direction. So this is north, south, east, and west. So bearing is an angle which is measured from the north line in a clockwise direction. So in my example, this is the north line. So I will move in a clockwise direction. So this is the angle. Since these lines are perpendicular to each other, we have 90 degree at each quadrant. And bearing is measured from this line. So bearing at north line will always be 0. Then you start moving in a clockwise direction. So the angle will increase 10, 20, 30, 40. So at east line, the angle is 90 degree. Then if you keep on increasing, we get 90 plus 90. So at south, it's 180. Then we have a 90 degree over here. So at west, the bearing is 270. So next, let's see the rules. So there are 3 rules we need to maintain while calculating the bearing. The angles are measured from the north line. The angles are measured in a clockwise direction. And the angles are expressed in a 3-digit number. So for example, if your final answer is 45, in that case, you have to write 045 degree. So in this example math, I have 4 different arrangements, and in each case, we need to calculate the bearing of B from A. So from A means the reference point is A. We need to calculate the bearing at this point. So the angle has to be from the north line in a clockwise direction. So in this case, this is the north line, and the bearing has to be calculated in a clockwise direction, right? So that's where I need to start, and then I will move in a clockwise direction until I reach this line AB. So in that case, my angle is 40 degree. Okay, so for the next one, the bearing will be this angle, as in you need to start from the north line, then you move in a clockwise direction. So this part is 90, then this part is 30. So the total angle here is actually 90 plus 30. So for the third diagram, the bearing will be this angle. And as we know, the total angle up to this line is 270, as in 90 plus 90 plus 90. So if we need only this part, we can deduct this 35. So the bearing will be 270 minus 35. And the last one, we have 20 degree with the north line. The bearing has to be in a clockwise direction. So starting from here, if we move in a clockwise direction, this is the angle. So as we know, the total is actually 360. So if we just deduct this 20, we will get the remaining part. So the bearing will be 360 minus 20. So I just explained 4 different type of arrangement of angles. And it's not fixed that if we get angle at the 4th quadrant, it's always going to be 360 minus theta or something. It depends on the diagram. Suppose if we know the angle with the west direction, suppose if that's theta, in that case, your bearing would be 270 plus theta. So you just need to incorporate geometry and calculate the angle. That's it. Okay, so let's solve another math where we need to calculate a bearing from a given bearing. So the given information is that bearing of A from B is 48 degree. So as we can see from B, it means that's the reference point. The bearing is calculated at this point. So if that's my north, south, east, west, this point, the center will be point B. And the other end, that point will be A. Okay, so this 48 is bearing of A from B. And now we need to calculate the bearing of B from A. So now the angle will be at point A. So at A, the angle has to be calculated from the north line in a clockwise direction. So I can draw the north-south line here, and then I need to move in a clockwise direction from this north line. So that's the angle, that's the bearing. And as we know that these two north lines are parallel to each other, as we can see, we have the Z here. So this 48 will be equal to this alternate angles. This portion is 180, right? It's a straight line, and this part is 48. So the bearing will be 180 plus 48. So I'm done with example 2. Okay, so next is example 3, which is similar to example 2. So we have the bearing of P from Q, which is 222. So from Q means the angle is at point Q. So this is Q and 222. So we need to start from this line. So if I start moving in a clockwise direction, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 up to 90, then 180, 190, 200, 220, somewhere over here, right? Okay, and this point will be P. And I need to calculate the bearing of Q from P. So now the angle will be calculated at point P. So I need the north-south line at this point P. That's my north line. I need to calculate the bearing from north in a clockwise direction, right? So that's the angle. So as you can see, we have the Z here. If we know the value of this angle, then we can just directly shift it here. This total angle is 222, and this part is actually 180. So this is 222 minus 180, which is 40 degrees. So since we have the Z here, the north lines are parallel to each other. So these are alternate angles. If this is 40, in that case, this angle is also 40. So bearing of Q from P is actually 40 degrees. Okay, so that's the end of example 3. And it doesn't matter what diagram you get, you just need to maintain the rules. That's it. You start moving from the north line in a clockwise direction, and then you can use the concepts of geometry to calculate that specific angle. That's it. And I hope this video will be helpful for you guys.